Alrighty, what is going on, guys? My name is SkinnyBoneJones. Welcome back to another video. This isn't WWE 2K15 Universe Mode. I know I haven't done too many videos recently. I haven't had too much motivation. I've just been super busy with the holiday season and all of that good stuff. And I've been trying to work on some sort of schedule to have more consistent uploads. But you'll see how that all pans out within the next couple of months. In this video, I am going to be bringing back a returning, well, I've only done one episode previously, but this is Sundays with Skinny. I did one of these back in August or September, I want to say, and in that one we talked about Roman Reigns' potential WrestleMania 31 opponents. Now, continuing on that WrestleMania 31 topic, in this video we're going to be projecting Daniel Bryan's road to WrestleMania 31. Now, Daniel Bryan fans, and I am one of those, aren't necessarily going to be satisfied at what WWE hands the fan favorite, D-Bry, at WrestleMania 31. Nothing will please the chanting, the roaring, the Bryan supporters, other than the company putting him back in the throne he occupied at WrestleMania 30 in the main event title shot. The trouble is, though, WWE has already found that king in Roman Reigns. Now, Bryan announced that he's ready to return to action and is destined to work somewhere other than the center stage. The word for months has been that Reigns is set to win the Royal Rumble and go on to defeat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31 for the WWE World title. Those plans have not yet changed with Bryan's return. Reigns is still scheduled, he's still penciled in to win the Royal Rumble and then take home the title at WrestleMania. Whether one views that as a mistake or not, that appears to be where WWE is heading. Reigns looks to be getting that treatment that Batista did back in 2005, was it? When I think Batista won the Royal Rumble. That means Bryan has to take another path to Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California, and it's destined to be one where he collides with the Authority once again. So, starting off with the Royal Rumble, Bryan will be one of the highlights of the 2015 Royal Rumble match. As much as WWE wants Reigns to be the next big thing, to quote Brock Lesnar back in 2003, it knows the kind of buzz that Bryan brings. That means he will be a big part of the match despite not winning, much like CM Punk and Roman Reigns were last year, because we know Roman Reigns set the record for the most eliminations. I think Kane was 11 and he beat it with 12, which that in itself is pretty big. I expect him to draw an early number and provide the Iron Man role, surviving over 45 minutes in the fray. That would play up his gutsiness, tease him possibly winning, and allow him a number of chances at memorable moments. When the time does come to finally toss out Bryan and leave Reigns by his lonesome, the company has to provide some help for the powerhouse. If Reigns is the one to eliminate Bryan, he instantly becomes just as hated as Seth Rollins or Brock Lesnar. Officials certainly don't want a repeat of a babyface Batista earning a chorus of boos just like we saw last year in 2014. Instead, look for WWE to restart the feud between the Authority and Bryan. Rollins can pull him out of the match illegally. Kane, J&J Security, or Triple H himself could also be the ones to garner scorching heat by crushing Bryan's Rumble dreams. The Authority's vendetta against Bryan continued even when he was injured. Triple H often tossed out pot shots at him. The group stripped Bryan of the title for not defending it within 30 days, but allowed Lesnar to go months without putting the belt on the line. That means there's still plenty of fuel should the company decide to relight that fire. That is excellent news for Rollins. Now, if we continue on the Authority, last year at WrestleMania, Bryan already knocked off Triple H. He conquered Kane in the past as well, which was Extreme Rules. Don't even get me started on that feud. Expect WWE to thrust the bearded warrior, the GOAT, into a feud with Rollins instead. That is not the marquee rivalry that Bryan fans will necessarily be hoping for, but it's a high-profile battle, especially knowing Rollins and the matches he can put on, that allows these two top performers to shine. They clashed in the past, often with sparks shooting off. This, though, has a fresher feel now that Rollins has evolved into a top heel, a super villain. You know, he got the most heat out of everyone in 2014 rather than simply a cog in a destructive machine. With one pay-per-view between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, Fastlane, look for WWE to save that one-on-one battle for the biggest show of the year. That would be great for Seth Rollins if he were able to get over Daniel Bryan. For the first edition of Fastlane, that likely means fans are in for a tag team match to set up that battle. Randy Orton has ample fury to point toward the Authority. He can get some revenge against two of the men who beat him down on Raw by joining forces with his former rival, like the entire latter portion of 2013, in Bryan. Kane and Rollins versus Bryan and Orton offers a subplot of the latter duo having to move beyond their animosity-filled past. It can wrap up Orton's issues with the Authority and allow Rollins and Bryan's rivalry to grow more intense. Now, Bryan's fanbase won't be thrilled with this arrangement. While Reigns gets groomed for Lesnar, they will be chanting for Bryan, hoping to have a repeat of 2014, where the vocal support of their underappreciated hero forced WWE to find a place for him at the main event in WrestleMania. It won't be enough, though, this year. WWE is going to be unsure about Bryan's health going forward, thanks to neck surgery and the slow recovery afterward. Reigns, meanwhile, is young, built like an action hero, and clearly the man it wants to pin its hopes on. He's just got to work on his mic skills. Now, fans aren't going to like the idea of Bryan versus Rollins at WrestleMania until it happens. The same thing happened with, I think it was John Cena and Bray Wyatt last year. As much as some may view it as a slight to Bryan, it promises to be a stunner of a match. Just go back and watch some of the matches they had in the Indies. Rollins will be entering his first singles match at the event. He has stepped up to every at-bat WWE's handed him, delivering great matches at Hell in a Cell and Survivor Series. This will be a career maker for him should he and Bryan create magic inside the ring. The expectation should be that they do just that. Not only will Bryan be looking to steal the show as a way to say, "You should have made me the headliner," but he and Rollins have great chemistry together. I was saying back in the Indies, when they battled as members of Team Hell No and The Shield, their confrontation stood out. That continued when Bryan was in the hunt for the WWE title, and the members of The Shield served as blockades to that goal. Those battles had that electricity, that sort of thunder that WWE hopes for each time it pits two rivals against each other. They click, a smoothness and energy powering the match. Given a bigger stage, that being WrestleMania, far more build-up with both men looking to insert their names into the history of the WWE, the audience can expect greatness. Whether that's enough to pacify fans angry about him being pushed aside for Reigns remains to be seen. That's going to conclude this edition, second edition, of Sundays with Skinny. Leave me know in the comments if you have any thoughts on this topic and Daniel Bryan's road to WrestleMania 31 at the Levi's Stadium in California. Also, leave a comment if you have any topics you want me to discuss in next week's edition of Sundays with Skinny. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're not subscribed already for more great WWE 2K15 Universe Mode and Sundays with Skinny. And with that, I am SkinnyBoneJones, signing out.